In a hard spot. Otherwise, if it's over to their advantage, it helped them identify and understand drafting a lot better, which could potentially flip the script of what Team Flash did to them in the upper bracket finals.
Gonna go into the first map of the day, ladies and gents, for the grand finals. It is going to be a dangerous grass map. This map is very dangerous, definitely, for the side of Team Flash and also Team Evil, because it's all up to the roamers. It's going to be a Jay versus Powerful kind of matchup, because you really have to open up as much of these grass as possible, and it all lies on the responsibility of Jay and also Powerful. Knowing how Team Evil likes to play usually is that Powerful is very active around the map, scouting out most of the things. And like what you mentioned, Abstract, they've shown quite a few games earlier today, and I'm very sure Team Flash, especially Coach Adamir, has been taking notes.
As we move on to take a look at the first few bans, it does seem like we do have Team Flash that goes out for the Jusin, CC, and Yu Jong ban Evil with the Hayabusa. We have seen a couple of these heroes played and banned many times before.
The Ishinshin looks really juicy for the first pick team, for the side of Team Flash. They'll snap pick it for the side of Hades, showing their hands right off the bat. Don't forget earlier just now, Team Evo, they let the Ishinshin pass, give it over to the side of the enemy, and they ultimately got punished. Hopefully this time around, this is going to be a slightly different Team Evo that probably practice against Ishinshin. They need to find a way to stop this Ishinshin right off the bat before they got snowballed out of control.
Now, understandably, when it comes down to R3, there might be a very high probability that Evil might want to focus and prioritize that Lancelot. Understandably, because of the Fredrin that they have played before, I'm not too sure if whether that was whether that was a matchup against Kingdom that just doesn't work and they want to try that with Team Flash or not. Because what I would like to see from Evil is play with their strongest hand right off the bat. Right. This will boost their morale, and it gives them the tempo that they need to go up against this tyrant that has been standing on the throne for so long.
Got a catch up, snap picked up by the side of Team Flash in the hands of Jay. Lapu Lapu as well, technically denied by the side over to Gear. There's something that Bear can also play to greatest extent. And you know, we also talk about how Team Evil, yep, there you go. You definitely have to go for the Lancelot right here in R3. If not, Team Flash will start taking it away. Out of the 3 games that Team Evil fielded Lancelot over the side of Aether, he has won 3 times, 100% win rate for this particular hero in the hands of Aether. And definitely Team Evil, the one that definitely can play with momentum. They need to really put their best foot forward in game number 1.
When it comes down to Team Flash's draft, Lapu Lapu is the only thing that could show any form of flexibility, with Vanix having the opportunity and of course had the short and experience with playing Lapu Lapu. As such, it might not go to Bear just yet, and it does not mean that it will go to Vanix, but there is that possibility that we gotta have to keep an eye out for.
Yeah, usually when Team Flash picks a Yishin right off the bat, usually they will go for double side lane fighters. Technically speaking, this is the best of 7. This is not just a sprint anymore, Abstract. This is going to be a marathon. Maybe they're going to try using the fighter side lanes first in the first game, then after that tweak, and also make sure that, you know, they change the game plan along the way, because don't forget, this is the best of 7. Team Evo, on the other hand, bans away the Eve, takes away the Valentina as well. Team Flash, on the other hand, this is a very interesting ban from the side of Adamir, taking away the Esmeralda, hinting at a potential Harif as well, but they're going to take it away instead.
All right, so that is a good buy to Harif. The thing is, Evil, they still gotta have to focus on their side lanes, and Evil, my oh my, it could go anywhere. As we talk about, it's very likely gonna be fighters also possible, because we do have a Kimi that could come in as the insurance for marksmen in the later stages. However, Granger does seem like a pretty good pick here.
Yep, Granger definitely looks really good, juicy for the side of Team Evil. You can pair it up alongside with the Kimi. Those are your winning combos. You have burst damage. You've got also the burst coming up from the Lancelot. The Kimi can provide that DPS. Team Flash, on the other hand, they can always swing back into that's definitely going to be Ruby. Should be a Ruby going to the gold lane in the hands of Ved. Team Evil is going to fight fire with fire. They're going to respond with their own gold lane fighter right off the bat.
Now Team Flash, they're going to have to show all of their hands now.
Yep.
And possibly face off against that R5X factor. We will generally look at the Ruby and assume that that is going to be the gold lane Ruby. As such, Team Flash, they will settle with a Granger and a Lunox in mid.
A bit of an interesting pick, drafting pattern coming up from Coach Adamir right there. Snap picking the Granger all the way at the last moment, and then after that locking the Lunox. Because technically speaking, if you look at Curtizi's hero pool, the Juicid already banned away, the Farsa, the Eve, the Valentina as well, Coach B Toy literally making it very hard for Curtizi to play. But Team Evil right now, locking in the final glue. Coming in for the side of Team Evil, we haven't seen glue in a long time, ever since the past rework.
As such, ladies and gentlemen, we have got the 5 heroes that have been picked up from Team Flash, and of course the other 5 from Evil. The very first game is just about to fall through into the land of Dawn. Whichever team that manages to snag themselves the very first game will understandably be able to get quite a bit of a tempo, and this will start a mental game.
Sorry, correction. This is the first glue we have seen so far for the side of MPL Singapore.
Wait, for real?
For real.
The first glue?
Yeah, the first glue.
The very first glue of MPL Singapore Season 10.
And it's shown up in the grand finals. This could be the secret weapon, the secret glue, the secret sauce for the side of Team Evil to thwart what Team Flash have in mind.
As such, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, for all of you at home, we hope that you're going to enjoy this entire series, as it will be one heck of a marathon. And everyone here at the center point, it's time to hear your voices as we go into game number 1 between Flash versus Evil.
Definitely need all the support right here, ladies and gents. It all boils down to this. Team Evil definitely looking for that first win to set the momentum right, to set the momentum straight. More importantly, for the side of Gear, he needs to perform on this glue because, like what I mentioned, this is the first time we're seeing glue in MPL Singapore, and they have to make it work going up against Lapu Lapu.
Let's talk a little bit more about lane priority. The main thing is going to be the middle lane influence as to how Evil and Flash SG wants to play around with.
Well, take a look at the gold lane. We start from that one. Vanix going up against Van. Ruby, technically speaking, you're gonna it's just gonna be a neutral lane, right? Whatever Granger will be able to do against the Ruby earlier in the game is always gonna be absorbed and lifesteal all the way back. Now, I'm looking at the mid lane pick instead, right? For the side of Flash and Team Evil. Hold on a second. Jay, pretty hard invading, trying to put some dent over the side of Aether's farming.
A little bit of aggression from the side of Jay. It did definitely give some information over to Team Flash SG. And when it comes down to experience between the roamers, Jay definitely do have a bit of that higher ground. With him coming in at level 3 already, it's not that big of a deal until we talk about the level 4 power spike, especially for the roamers.
Yeah, a little bit awkward in my opinion for the side of Curtizi to go for the wall will reveal Hades right now. Try to go back there. Will not be able to do anything for now, but items check. Mostly all boots except for Gear going for the Dreadnought armor right off the bat.
This is not exactly right, and something is different about the pathing of Hades. Something is different, as Hades is currently only at level 3, and it doesn't look too good as he's unable to do anything against Aether for this turtle fight.
Yeah, you're right. It seems like one of the minions got stolen right off the bat earlier just now. Not too sure what exactly happened right there. Then Evil, because of that, pick up the first turtle already. Wonderful start for Team Evil so far.
We definitely gotta have to look back a little bit to really identify what have went wrong. As one thing's for sure is that we actually, I think the Yusun Shin started off at the purple buff first.
Aether is actually did the quick counter jungle against the enemy right off the bat. Earlier just now when you see the split screen,
right?
That is actually on the blue side of the map. Aether first creep is actually Team Flash's orange buff. That's why.
Oh, we have missed that out quite a bit.
It's very quick because we go straight into the split screen. You won't be able to tell.
As such, this is going to be important information. That means that Team Flash, they didn't really quite manage to open the map up enough. And Jay that's probably the reason why he actually had a little bit of a higher level as opposed to Evil, because he's kind of forced to go over to the opponent jungle. That's why he went over to the purple buff and be like, hey, look, there's people here, but what happened to ours?
Yeah, so technically speaking, this is how you slow down the farm for the side of Yushin Shin, right? We're going to go into 3 minutes and 30 seconds. Team Flash is unable to really start any sort of fight, whereas Team Evil secured the first turtle already, and now it's all about whether they can keep out the tempo, right? This is a good start for them, but I want to see more.
But Team Flash, understandably, because of the EXP deficit, they wouldn't want to jump into any form of battle. As such, Evil, they are going to be the one that will pull the trigger, and if anything, they are the one that will step on the accelerator.
Yep, Team Flash definitely needs to buy a lot more time. It's all about Jay being able to provide the information. Maybe Bear will be able to step forward just a little bit to wave clear and also to output some form of damage. But Gear on the glue should be able to heal everything all the way back up. Same could be said on the side of the bottom lane where Vanix and Van, just take a look. Yes, you can gun Van down, but he's going to heal everything all the way back up.
The level difference is going to make a very big difference. As such, Aether is currently at level 8 as opposed to Hades at level 6. In the meantime, unfortunately, the traction pulse is not going to land. Powerful with the two-man knockup coming in for the tectonic charge. Katisi not in a really good spot. In the meantime, Vanix as well. As such, Aether will pick up the first kill for himself. And that also will come down to Hades being the second death of the team.
You can see that Team Flash literally put everybody right down at the turtle pit right there because they know they have to play from a deficit. Abstract. Team Evil, on the other hand, identified all of that as well and also did the exact same, pulling everybody around the turtle pit, ensuring they have a good lead, and with that, they've secured a 2K goalie in the favor of Team Evil for now.
This sounds like a problem for the side of Team Flash, but one thing that we gotta have to remember is Evil is a composition that can play very well into the early stages, with the fact that they don't exactly have a very strong marksman as an insurance to the late stages of the game. Yes, Kimi is the marksman that we are talking about, but if you want to compare the power curve between a Kimi versus a Granger and a Yushin Shin, let's not forget about that. This is a very front-to-back heavy composition from Flash that can rip the front lines to shreds.
Yep, definitely, with the help of the Lunox as well, right? Like, there's a lot of damage potential for the side of Flash SG, but they know they haven't unlocked it yet. Losing 2 members earlier just now as they attempt for a fight, that means that they really need to slow down the tempo even more. If you notice, both of these two side lanes for the side of Flash SG is a little bit neutralized.
As now the purple buff, it still went over to the hands of Hades, so he's still gonna be fine as much as Evil wants to choke them up a little bit more. But here we go, a little bit of immobilize onto Bear and Jay. But with the revitalize, they will stay safe for now.
Purple buff is still killed by the side of Hades though.
Vanek doesn't seem like he has a lot of HP to work with. As such, he will not be able to be involved in this fight. The main thing is Evil should knock down half HP of the T1 mid.
That's basically HP bars that you really cannot regenerate all the way back. Team Evil found a way to basically limit Hades right there by a sneaky hard invade at the get-go. It really slowed down the pacing of Team Flash, and Team Evil is laughing at it.
Hades is still not there at all.
Not at all.
And there is no way that they're going to try to contest for this. If anything, Team Flash, they will lose in the early to the mid stages of the game, with the fact that they have lost every single neutral objective, and even some of these standing objectives. Team Flash will have no other way but to play possum within of their own lanes, anything behind of their T2, until the point where they might see any semblance of power from the side of Hades or Katisi.
J main damage will result some of these ultimates for now. Vanix trying to gun Van down, but Van is healing everything all the way back up, and that's so frustrating for Vanix right there. He has to back off, has to watch the bottom lane turret get taken down slowly but surely. Flash SG is losing a lot of these real estate, and Team Evil is just literally just hard invading from the get-go.
As Team Flash now having to hide within of their own base, or rather in their own jungle. They understand that as long as they have the T1 turret, they still have got some ways to play around with their purple and blue buff. But that is, of course, with Evil, they're trying to be as aggressive as they can. With Aether literally just knocking onto Jay, there's really nothing much that they could do. The moment that Team Flash tries to retaliate, there could be very unforgiving circumstances for Team Flash.
Yeah, Team Evil identified that AOG is already gone by the side of Jay. That's why they're really daring to step forward, opening up using the traction pulse, pushing Team Flash all the way back, clearing and dissecting Flash SG bit by bit. Team Evil just burning the all of Team Flash first tier turrets already.
The thing is, for Team Flash, they understand that there will be consequences if they were to literally jump the gun, especially if they are not ready. They would much rather minimize their losses and try to give some of the standing objectives and perhaps even the map over to Evil.
Yep, not a lot of items for the side of Team Flash. If you notice, Vanix had to skip boots just a little bit in order to purchase the Sky Pierce and hoping that works. But if you take a look at Team Evil, they're more than ready to duke it out, right? They've got quite a few Crane's Wings for themselves. They're going to be a slightly more tankier, especially their HP bars going down as Team Evil, man, just going for the Lord, gunning it down immediately. No way for the side of Flash SG to step there. They're out of ideas, Abstract.
This is literally a game of items. As long as Team Flash have got some decent semblance of power from the side of Curtizi, they can defend the Lord. Remember, when it comes down to the power of the darkening, power of the chaos darkening from the side of Lunox, she can melt the Lord down with no problems at all. While in the meantime, Yi Sun Shin, Granger, they all can try their very best to clear out of creep waves as well. This first Lord possibly might not do too much to the T2 in the middle lane. They might lose top lane and bottom lane T2 though.
Yeah, Flash SG, this is a very dive-heavy composition, right? You really need to go all the way in, but it seems like Team Evil is more than ready to accept it because of Van on the Ruby right there. Just gonna crack that open almost immediately. Aether even just going in, trying to make a play out of here.
Not really interested in all of that, but in the meantime, Hades gonna be the first one to go down alongside with Bear. Wait, 4 men already down for the count in that instantaneous snap of a finger. Evil have got a little bit too much in their boots. They have too much power as Flash literally evaporated right as Evil touched them. Leaving Vanix all alone.
There's going to be a speed run, Abstract.
They are definitely going to try to speed run this as much as possible. As such, Vanix is going to lose himself. The creep waves marches down the middle. Evil, just like that, took game 1.
That is perhaps one of the fastest games that we've seen so far in the grand finals. Team Flash, there was no fight in them. I wasn't expecting them to just literally end it right there because all of a sudden, kaput, everybody from the side of Team Flash gets deleted. There is
oh, Bear. As such, oh, wait, really? M7 Grand Finals early bird tickets has been sold out.
Oh, thank you very much, man. Yeah, someone's actually sneaking in some for the information to us.
A little bit of tidbit, you know? Yeah. We have our own information broker at this point in time. Anyways, since after that game number 1, tension has definitely went down a little bit. So I think that this is the perfect time to kind of slip this right through, right? Especially for people here in the Center Point, Singapore. Some of you guys may have this activity card where you have to stand at the top right-hand corner.
Yeah.
Right?
You're going to say that. I'm not going to be able to say that.
I will say it, but you will have to listen for it, okay? So, in the very event that you guys hear a very long word that came from 2, with Evil gaining their first win, completely unfought for, unchallenged. Evil is happy with game 1 win. Will that be the case again for game 2? And if whether Evil can take the second game in a row?
Well, Team Flash at the very least, they do have heroes that these players do play very often, right? Vanix is back to his signature, Moskov, Cortese as well, back to his signature, Farsight as well. Hades, on the other hand, also solid on these assassins, so it's up to whether Flash SG. Now, this is the most comfortable position, most comfortable picks. Are they going to be able to take game number 2?
Now, of course, with the identification that each of the junglers are now in their own respective jungler. We're not going to change anything about that. And there's nothing that's going to change for the side of Hades.
Yep. Especially when you're a Cho going up against, this is exactly what you will be able to do, right? The fighter in the early game just escalates so much faster as compared to the marksmen. The marksmen definitely need more time, and that's the power of Team Evil right now. yesterday when they're going up against Team Flash, using almost the same kind of roster for the side of Ven. I want to see more rotations on this Cho. Start joining the turtle fight on the other side of the map. It's okay to let Vanix basically farm up, because if you speed run this, like what happened in game number 1, Team Evo may sneak away game number 2.
So we do have a little bit of a babysitting service down in the gold lane, as both teams identify that that is something that they're chasing for. For Team Flash, they're chasing for the fact that Moskov does not die, and start putting the gutter catcher down at the bottom. But for Ven, as long as together with Powerful, they identify that Vanix is someone that can be killed, and with the help of Grok, Ven can potentially do something about this.
But there's also a problem, right? Look at where Powerful is pouncing, because Jay was too busy babysitting Vanix all the way down bot. They've forfeit the mid lane priority, and now Kurtisi has to go all the way back. It is Sailor that has a stronger early game right now. It should be able to pop to level 4 faster as compared to the Feather Airstrike. All of a sudden, early game gameplay is already slightly awkward for the side of Team Flash.
This is what you can expect coming in from a gold lane Cho. Literally right into the face of Vanix and in the face of Moskov. But for now, with the turtle currently now under attack, we've got Evil as well as Flash. They're just going to be looking straight into this as Kurtisi opens things up when it comes down to Feather Airstrike with the first blood onto down to Gear. But more than that, we also do have Aether that doesn't have a lot of HP to work with. With one man down for the side of Evil and the turtle going to the side of Evil, it is a little bit of a trade-off that we would like to see. But now we have the Lantern that picks up Jay, and now Evil with a wild charge from Powerful picks up a kill onto Jay. Ven coming in from the side and looking for more opportunities. As such, goes in, flicker, but it doesn't seem like he will be able to continue on with this.
Yeah, and that was a very critical turtle, right? Team Flash loses the turtle over the side of Team Evo, but they're at least able to punish. Picking up 2 members, but now I think they're overheated here.
As Gear now is putting a very good fight against both the Lancelot as well as the Yuzhong.
Oh, Aether once again, this Peasky boy. Picking up another purple buff away from the side of Team Flash. Hades definitely needed that purple buff because they've already lost 1 turtle now, and because of that, Aether is gonna get a better second turtle chance in the next turtle fight.
It is currently at level 6 and Hades is at level 5. We already have a bit of disparity in terms of level. That will definitely bring forward in the next 48 seconds or so.
Yeah. Kurtisi picking up 2 kills, absolutely wonderful for him. Now you've got a strong mid lane. Feather Airstrike earlier just now was very pivotal in that team fight earlier just now. As Team Evil, I think because of how Sailor has been playing the juice in, it's actually very annoying. Once he goes into Crimson Beacon, the members on the side of Team Flash need to try to die for this one.
As now Gear finding himself in a really tough spot. Not much that he can do against a 3-man gank.
Yeah, Phobius was actually a very interesting choice coming up from Coach B-Toy to be able to deal with Hades, right? Phobius ultimately kind of fell off the meta slightly, but if you look at how Gear was able to play the Phobius earlier just now, even though he lost 2 times, he was able to hold down the fort just a little bit longer, allowing Evo to slowly sneak in the damage against Team Flash.
With the turtle now spawned, enmity towards the side of Powerful. Jay just around the vicinity, taking a little bit of pot shots from the side of Sailor. It's not going to do too much, but at least they're buying a little bit more time, as they have information at the very least, is that Aether is above in levels as compared to Hades.
Aether?
Because this is just what Aether will constantly be doing. They have, of course, a little bit of information as well, that both of the junglers have used their retribution, and unfortunately, because of the fact that Aether is currently at level, but in
Aether has been sneaking away the purple buff like this. It's actually starting to hurt Hades, right? Hades is now really way behind in terms of the level. The first turtle earlier just now given over the side Team Evil, allowing Aether to basically, not an equal battle right there, of course, because Hades is actually 1 level down. And apart from that, you know, I think all eyes definitely going to be Vanix. Vanix is the only one that can potentially pull back the whole game. You can add that Kurtisi into that list as well. These 2 damage dealers on the side of Team Flash will have a lot of responsibility on their shoulders.
And due to the fact that it is double fighter lanes from the side of Evil, they're constantly going to be having very strong information and, of course, ruling in the river lines. As such, allowing Aether to slip through the gaps and going into the opponent's buff time and time again. I wouldn't necessarily say that Jay is not opening him up the map enough. Nope. It's just too much things for Jay to handle.
Yeah, definitely, right? Ven could be anywhere on the Cho gold lane, right? And now it's going to be up to Bear goes in the Black Dragon form already, trying to open up the map, move on more, and Van is a lot more active on the map.
Baron is literally going to be in the midst of the battle while he opens up with defense and airstrike. Hades somehow still manages to take the turtle, which is a very big win. Baron now getting a kill down at Van, pushing the rest of Evil back home.
That's amazing for Team Flash, right? And now it swings back in the favor of Team Flash. A wonky start in the early game, a wonky start for game number 1, and this Flash is making a statement. I am not to be trifled with.
Even though Hades is playing from behind, he still manages to find an opportunity.
Yeah.
One of the big things about a Lancelot is that you do have instant burst that can help you deal random damage or sudden damage to a lot right before you use Retribution. That is going to be one of the key components that helps you.
Nice gank around the mid lane right there. Hades actually picking up, helping, getting an assist is actually the one that's keeping him in the game. And now all of a sudden the mid lane is already gone.
It's now Van down to the bottom lane, almost getting a kill down onto Vanix, and indeed Powerful will take that bounty.
Death by a wall.
Death by a wall,
Vanix
just down from below.
Literally slammed his face right into that wall, but it's still Team Flash paying a bit of a favor up top, pushing down top side, trading Vanix for that one. Slowing Vanix down is definitely going to be helpful for the side of Team Evil. Taking a look at the items, Corrosive Slime, and going straight into a Golden Staff right off the bat. But it is Curtizy already online with that glowing one and also the magic penetration boots.
For the 200 gold for both of the gold laners. But in the meantime, we also do have got... Oh, wait, hold on a second. Down in the bottom lane, seems like they are really one Vanix as they smell blood in the water. Jay was hoping he will be able to do something when it comes down to AOG, but was just a tad bit away. We've got a conceal, we've got a Black Dragon form, but they were unable to find and pull off any form of trade.
Yeah, Vanix is just chilling in the kiddie pool right there, and all of a sudden a Megalodon or shark just appears, and that's exactly what Team Evo is, right? Now they're focusing their targets mostly onto Vanix. Slowing Vanix down is exactly the game plan for the side of Team Evo for now.
But they will definitely be trading some shots here and there as Curtizy opens up when it comes down to defense and airstrike. They pick up a kill down onto Gear. The rest of the members from Evil, they're still going to be chilling around as they try to look for more and more trades. They're losing out in trades for sure. Evil, they will start to lose out more as now Flash have got 2,000 gold lead on top of Evil and they have regained posture.
Aether is trying to charge up the dashes as quickly as possible, but he's not able to do so. Vanix, yes, down to that, but he's able to join any form of fight. Van is being super annoying for the side of Team Flash right now because Van, as this Cho gold lane, is just opening up the map as well and also finding key targets.
There's going to be a two-man tectonic charge, allowed Powerful to get a kill down. However, Hades did manage to get with the turtle, or rather the Lord down. Powerful will go down in the meantime, but jungle against jungle. Hades takes the first L, while Van continues to encapsulate the entire moment by getting a kill down on the bear. It's a 1-for-3 trade, while the Lord still goes over the side of Flash, and in fact it's not quite over just yet, as Evil really wanted a T1 turret.
Yes, I don't know who got a very good trade, right? Flash actually needs to sacrifice 3 members from the side of themselves just to be able to take down the Lord, which kind of slows down, kind of deny it. But Team Evil made it a bit of a stalemate, right? Mid lane also cracked open for the side of Team Flash, but Team Flash has the Baby Lord.
The Baby Lord marches in, ready to pillage all of the standing objective that Evil has. All these small little random bounty across the map is going to be some rich red packet over to Flash SG.
Yep. But Team Evil was able to crack open mid, and then after that, go ahead and fix the waves. Now, Team Flash sending this Lord down, I think is just gonna be like watered down. There's nothing you can gain out of this one, especially when you look. Team Evil fixing down bot lane. Ven is also down there as well. Flash need to make a play right here. Conceal play also go. Here comes the Black Dragon form.
I don't know whether they will actually commit into this. Indeed, they will. It does seem like Aether is gonna be the first one that will be under the chopping block. However, they will try to go for a little bit of trade onto Bear as he dove in right underneath of the turret.
Van doing God's work down at the bottom lane right here. Team Evil was actually having a bit of problem right there. At least they were able to pick up Bear up the top, but Van is the one that led down the siege down bot. He's sneaking all these objectives away from Team Flash.
It's completely tallied out, and I will say that the trade is fair. And for losing jungler, you take 1 turret in the bottom and also you take 1 XP laner out of the equation. It's pretty fair in my honest opinion, with Evil now having a slight tad bit of gold advantage of 600 gold in total economy.
Yeah, but right now, you know, if you asked me earlier just now, but hold on a second, there's going to be a slight pick off right there for the side. Ben, the kick was already, sorry, no kick, there's a knock up onto Hades. But if you asked me earlier just now, Abstract, who actually got the Lord, I would say it looks like Team Evil was the one that got the Lord because Flash did not get anything out of that baby Lord. And in fact, they lost even more. They lost 3 members to get that Lord right there. They lose the bottom lane turret. And then after that, as they're trying to lay down siege up top, Bear got killed as well by the side of Team Evil.
Essentially, it's going to be a tough spot for us to really identify how is it going to be like for both teams. But for sure, Team Flash, they have higher sustenance going into the later stages due to the fact that they have a late game monster, and that is a Moskov. Moskov has got the potential, has got the ability to go for cross-map plays. Let's not forget about that.
Yeah, Phoenix has been missing a lot of critical SODs already. And you can see that, yes, there's definitely potential, but Phoenix needs to start joining the fights. Maybe it's time for him to basically not play the side lanes because Ven is more than happy to fix all these lanes. And it's also going to be slightly scary, right? If Ven is definitely going to be building mostly damage. You can just easily jig Kundo and after that knock out Vanix, and all of a sudden Vanix is in an awkward position. So we're looking at mostly Team Evil versus Team Flash, a 4v4 right here.
Let's take a look down, up in the top lane.
Oh! Critical SOD and miss Abstract.
Ben no longer has the flicker. But in the meantime, the main team fight all the way down to the bottom side, as we do have got Aether and Van take it down. It does still advantage. What is his own 1v1? While the rest of the Flash has seen is going to be going all the way down south. While Gear continues to fly up to the sky, continuously slamming down his monolith, but it doesn't seem to phase off Team Flash.
Team Flash, that clutch right coming into Katizi picking up a godlike earlier just now. Vagnix that 1v1, even after the SOD miss, was still able to pick up Ven, and now they can convert this into what? A 4 members down for the side of Team Evil and also potential Lord. This is an enhanced Lord this time around, going in the pockets of Flash SJ.
The idea of Evil going dive and being able to sidestep against Katizi's artillery shots unfortunately has been trumped, as Evil is starting to lose more numbers than they could have counted, as Katizi already have managed to frame up 7 heads on his own plug.
Yeah, he's definitely going to need that Wind of Nature for the side of Vanix, right? The first potential coming up from Ben is there. Cho is like an assassin that Vanix had to look out for as well. And it's a go-for-gold trade. It is an equal trade. Team Flash, on the other hand, they also cannot send Hades to start split pushing the map, because potentially if Ven goes in, assassinates Hades right there, then it's also more worth it. Team Evil will have a stronger objective priority.
Taking Lord is going to be a tad bit difficult, as now Bear soars above the sky as the Black Dragon, while we Katizi all the way at the back. When it comes down to the Feathered Airstrike as well, more or less to be enough to push the rest of Evil away. However, Jay got a little bit tad bit too far in. Not with the AoE though, but he still found himself too deep in, probably because of Van.
Twice from the side of Team Flash and trying to push something, right? Push it down the top side turret and maybe hopefully crack open both top and mid at the same time. But Team Flash ultimately got punished. Jay, like what he mentioned, flew too close to the sun. The wings wax got welted off. But at the very least, Team Flash still secures the mid lane turret for now. Look, items check right here. Vanix is slowly going into the Malefic Gun very soon. Wind of Nature, like what I highlighted, is going to be very pivotal for any ways to be able to counter Ven. And now, I'm sorry, the trophy is kind of blocking the item being just a little bit. But if Ven is going to go into what the BLD right there, this is going to be a massive amount of damage. If he plays cards right, and of course, you know, just start playing Bushwhack, Vanix may find it difficult to join in any of these fights.
Oh, this might be a small little catch that might translate into something, or maybe not. It is still a Farsa that does pretty darn good damage, as you can see. With the Glowing Wand, the Witching Lantern, and Divine Glaive, that would tear through even whoever that picks up an Athena's shield, which is what Grok has.
Yeah. Well, at the very least, Vanix is actually started picking up these critical items. Genius 1 for the side of Kurtzi's main damage is the one that's making sure Team Evil stay a little bit humble right here. But Ben will be able to say, "Oh, Hades! You don't walk into the bar like that!"
But Hades, it seems like he either number one already knew that. A little bit of toss, only to be punished! But wait, he still stays alive! He lives! Phantom gives chase! And now, Van has been punished! With one death over to the son of evil! Katizi's done as well! But what's important is that bounty on the side of Katizi that has went to someone. And that's big.
Vanix is trying to make a play out of that one. Take the SOD, but he drags... Hades drags the whole members, literally playing with fire right here. Have the lighter up, and then literally like what? Playing with fire himself, literally, right? It feels like Hades has unlimited CD. It's a little bit unfair. This guy's been piloting this Lancelot like crazy.
It's kind of crazy how Van literally just ran straight in. To be fair, though, I do think that if he actually wins it, that will be a very good trade.
Yeah.
As much as Van is in the gold lane, he is not pause 1. So throwing his life away for a potential pause 2, or in this case, position 2 of a jungler, that is massive amount of trade, and that's a massive amount of value.
Yeah, definitely Van will show face up on the top side. Team Flash will start and go in. He'll be finding Aether for now.
As now the Black Dragon form is still up in the sky, and that is going to be a furious dive, just going to be landing on everyone. AOG on the 2, and now everyone's just going to be clumped together. No traces of it just yet. Only Bear, take it down. So is Cortese. Of gear is just going to be putting himself right into the face of the enemies. What a KD, this picks up a killing spree. The rest of Flash SG, they don't have a lot of HP to work with, but they are still going to be doing their absolute best. Hades tries to walk himself away, but it does have got a little bit of thought rolls to iframe. Out of all that fight, he gets away with a sliver.
How many times has Hades got away with sliver of health? It feels like his HP bars refused to go below 1. So many times to attempt this miraculous escape. And yet Vanix finally free hitting and doing up damage against Team Evo. If Team Evo is unable to catch Flash SG like that, bust them down immediately, this is exactly what happens. This is why I still prefer the gold lane marksman.
It's not going to be easy to just immediately assassinate Vanix. It does have got good sustainability when it comes down to a free blink of his own skill. For every shot he takes, he goes down in cooldown as well. It does have got a way to pin you too.
How long do you think Hades have to play in order to practice Lancelot like that? Because those maneuvers are crazy.
Those maneuvers are hands down instinct. He has played the game so far, so much. In situations like these, he just knows how exactly to do or how exactly to act in some of these situations.
Yeah, Team Evo is literally pouring everything they've got to try to catch on to Hades, but Hades is just like untouchable, right? Literally Michael Jackson all the way, moonwalk, it's just stunning and also doing damage.
As such, remember, even though we are 18 minutes into the game, Team Flash may only have 2,000 gold lead on top of Evil. The main problem and the main change is the fact that we do not have a proper marksman from the side of Evil.
That's right.
Why is that such a big difference? It's because of passive damage. You don't have anyone to just free basic attack anyone and everyone from the side of Team Flash.
Yep.
Once you have expended all of your skills, you have ran out of mana, you have your skills on cooldown, your team is on downtime. While Team Flash, even if they are on downtime, they have a Moskov that will throw spears in your face, irregardless of mana pool.
It's a beacon already committed by the side of Sailor. Hades down low just a little bit more. Nice knockup though.
That's now Hades is still going to be fine for now. Curtis is just going to be popping himself into the Phantom Airstrike. He pushes everyone else away. Powerful doesn't have a lot of HP to work with as such. He will still go down to the hands of Vanix. The killing spree credited to him as now Van finds himself in a tough spot right in the heart of Flash. With 3% down from the side of Evil, Team Flash, they will try to make their way and their marching over to Evil's base. They look for 1, maybe 2. In fact, they will with Aether down and gear at the same time.
That's it. Evil trying to throw everything against Team Flash in game number 2. And Team Flash say, hey, you can play with fire, and I will do so. No, sorry, I can play with clouds, literally flying around your base because there's nobody left to defend it.
The celebration for Flash as they took that team fight in stride or in clouds in this case.
Literally flying around there. I mean, there's no from the side of Team Evil to protect and defend their base. You can see how many times that Team Evil tried to catch onto Hades. He's just slippery. It's like fish jumping out of your hands when you're lathered in soap.
That's kind of worse.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is. I mean, not that I know how it feels like, but it sounds very slippery.
Seems like you haven't been
I walk the world unfettered.
Please ban a hero. Your team is banning. Your team is picking. The enemy is picking.
The Abyss gazes back.
So,
Even
who's
the
next?
strongest of
Please
turrets
pick a
fail
hero.
to claim me.
I am more than a weapon.
The
The
southern
enemy is
seas
picking.
are my domain.
As fleeting as a
Sniper ready.
breath,
Give me a target.
as
Your team
timeless
is
as a
picking.
glacier's heart.
Hanabi, Sanjo.
See value in me?
The enemy is
You
picking.
should.
Uranus has awakened.
Hope will find a way, even when all is forlorn.
5 seconds till the enemy reaches the battlefield.
Smash them! All troops deployed!
Never look back. Where to? Don't run. The snow, I recall. Memory completes. Serves the purpose. Quit it.
No mana.
Colors.
Launch attack!
Understood. Gather at the turtle!
Closing in.
Gather at the turtle!
Okay. Attack the turtle. First blood.
Where to?
Enemy battle spell on CD.
An enemy has been slain. Request backup.
Understood.
No questions asked.
No!
Well played, slain.
Pitch black. It didn't hurt.
An ally has slain the turtle. An enemy has been slain. Launch attack. Okay. Double kill. Triple kill.
That was amazing! That was amazing!
Low mana. Retreat.
It is black, you see.
Request backup. Okay. An enemy has been shut down.
Brilliant taking!
Purify. On alert. What for?
Your team destroyed a turret. Launch attack.
Understood.
I need it.
Enemy battle spell on CD.
We know.
Your team destroyed a turret. An enemy has been slain.
Break! Ha! Don't run.
An ally has slain the turtle. Killing spree.
Where to?
Request backup. Launch attack. Slain an enemy.
It is my mercy. What for?
Slain. You destroyed a turret. Mega kill. Killing spree.
Danger. Addicted. Break!
Slain an enemy. Our turret destroyed.
Don't run. Feels familiar. That smile is all I have.
Unstoppable.
Enemy battle spell on CD.
Your team destroyed a turret.
No warmth here.